Yeah, I definitely need a shot after what I just saw. These guys in the year 4 league, they're not playing around, man. They're going for it. I guess MattyIce heard JR and I talking smack about his year 2 team, and he decided to punish us in the year 4 league with a monster trade. Might be the trade of the year. If you thought my George Pickens acquisition was crazy, this one's gonna blow your socks off. Get in the game, year 2 league. Time to wake up. The Sharks is out. Get to know your league mates. I'll say it again. I'm going to keep saying it until we start the season. Get to know your league mates. Get in there. Open up your inbox, people. There's trades sitting in your inboxes. Talk to your league mates. There's opportunities out there. All right, episode 6. We're going to start with Show Me the Money. I got an update for you concerning the year 2 league. I've got some poll results for you. I dropped some polls inside all the leagues that I'm in. I got some results for those. We got an injury report by MedSpired and SportsMed Analytics from Instagram. You should go check those guys out. We're going to include some of their reports inside today's episode. Kyler Murray named quarterback 1. As soon as I start recording, this dog wants to get up. Go sit down somewhere. Kyler Murray named quarterback 1 in Minnesota, beating out the McCarthy kid. I already forgot his name. Mendoza looking good in his debut last night. Did you see? Raiders Nation, they're happy. But is he going to get a chance to play this year? And our main subject, the crash out continues. Tim sells out. MattyIce calls in to set the record straight for 2026. And has a new super team been born in the year 4 league? Let's go. All that today and more on the Dynasty Chat.
Welcome to the Dynasty Chat, the ultimate podcast for NFL Dynasty football, covering the latest news, player analysis, and trade strategies to help dominate Dynasty leagues. League mates, fellow Dynasty managers, and members of the fantasy football community will join in to debate, break down moves, and share their expertise. And let's be real, there's nothing better than staying one step ahead of the competition. This show is here to help you do exactly that. Follow us, and let's get to it.
All right, let's get right into it. Show me the money.
Show me the money! Derek, you better yell! Show me the money! Show me the money! What you gonna do, Derek? Show me the money!
Nando is officially fully paid for the year 2 league. He submitted his dues in full to me over the course of these past few weeks, and he is fully paid. All of you, remember, at any time you wish, you can go log into TeamStake and you can see the dues. You can see the pot, who owes what, and if you look at the year 2 league, if you're in the year 2 league, you can see that the only person who has not paid their dues in full is Mo. For both leagues, okay? He gave me a $50 deposit to hold his team for him, and because that's my man, I'm holding it for him. But he is required to pay his dues in full before he drafts by law. It's in the Constitution. There you go.
Money, please.
Nando, fully paid. Thank you. Welcome back, sir. And since we touched on it, the draft. The 2026 rookie draft for the year 2 league is going to be held on August 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The year 4 draft is going to be held Wednesday, September 2nd, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't need these reminders. I just like doing it. And maybe you do. I will tell you a quick story. Someone texted me this morning and asked me when the draft was. Of course, they were from the year 2 league, the not locked in league. Guys, when you open Sleeper, there's a giant timer right on there. It tells you when the draft is. There's literally a countdown, how many days is left. Come on, guys. If you don't know when the draft is, you know what? I'm not even going to do it. I'm going to leave year 2 alone. Check your calendar. Mark it off. We're not changing it. The owners meeting, August 22nd, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube Live. I'm going live on YouTube. You don't want to miss it. I'm giving away prizes. There's a lot of information in the owners meeting that you don't want to miss out on. So if you're a part of these leagues and you're invested in these leagues, you need to participate, or at the very least watch the owners meeting. Okay, it will be on YouTube Live, but it'll be a lot better if you actually tune in. Okay, you might win something. Let's check the poll results. This past week I put a couple of polls into the chat. Let's start with this one. I asked this question: going into Monday Night Football, you got one player to start: Chris Olave, Zay Flowers, Devonta Smith, Drake London. You're down 16 points. You can only start one of these guys. The voters said they want Chris Olave. Chris Olave is your selection. Wow. I think that I'm not surprised by that. And I think I agree with that. Chris Olave over Zay Flowers, Devonta Smith, and Drake London in a do-or-die 16-point Monday Night Football to save your week. I think he's going to have a big season. I think he's going to be healthy. And I think that the Saints are going to ball. I agree with this pick 100%. In our next poll, the league is split on whether Cam Scatterboo will rush for 1,000 yards or fall under 700 in 2026. The league is split, and I think that's an accurate representation of how people feel about Cam Scatterboo. There's a lot of concern about the way that he plays. He plays violent. He looks like he's having fun.
Scatterboo, the tailback. Handoff, Scatterboo runs up into the end zone, standing up, and the Giants are back in front. Scatterboo will take it up the middle, by midfield, and down to the 40-yard line. Hands it off for Scatterboo, up the middle, cuts left, he's to the 5, to the goal line. Did he get in? No signal yet. Touchdown Giants! Cam Scatterboo!
He plays carelessly, though, and he plays recklessly. He could very well be a 1,000-yard rusher, but the poll seems to suggest what we all think really inside is that he could get hurt, or that he'll be dealing with injuries his whole career because of how wild this guy plays. I'm rooting for him as a Giants fan, but I am concerned. Plus, he's on my dynasty team in the Year 4 league, so I'll be watching him. All right, let's get into this report by MedSpired and SportsMed Analytics on Instagram.
Major NFL Injuries Training Camp Edition is brought to you by SportsMed Analytics and X-Rated Sports Network. CMC, Monday DNP, undisclosed tightness without confirmed setback, age 30 following 450 touches, since 01, 15 400 touch RB seasons, showed 93% decline in touches. Total average PPR fantasy points decreased by 28% the following year. Neighbors, 9 out of 10 practices, no reported recurrent swelling or motion loss. Trending go week 1 at around 50% snaps, then ramping. Wide receivers average 10 to 15% fewer receiving yards and 2.2 times higher soft tissue strain odds first year back. Zay Flowers, quad contusion. Reports suggest 1 to 3 days. Painless knee flexion plus full acceleration equals clearance. Expect no performance dip heading into week 1.
I don't know who these guys are. I just find that their content is informative. It's quick. I love the way that it's presented, and I just want to share that with you. I love their content. Go follow these guys on wherever they are. I don't know if they're doctors. I don't know their credentials. I'm just saying these guys are dope, and I love their content. It gives a lot of color. They add a lot of color to some of the sports injuries for some of our favorite players out there, and I just think that their content is worth following. I don't endorse them. I'm just saying that their content is interesting. Go follow them. Check it out. See, I'm not stingy. I share cool stuff when I find it. I'm not going to keep all the goodies to myself. Kyler 1, named quarterback 1 in Minnesota. I think you guys already know I'm pretty much out on Minnesota this year. I traded away Justin Jefferson a month ago. I don't care for Kyler Murray. Don't think he's a leader of men. Don't think he's a good quarterback. And but hey, he's Kevin O'Connell's guy in Minnesota. So yeah. How comfortable do you Justin Jefferson owners feel about betting your entire season on this guy? Good luck. All right. But yeah, he did get named as QB1, beating out JJ McCarthy. And I've been saying this for a year. I like to say JJ McCarthy is Jackson Dart is who JJ McCarthy thought he was. With all the face paint and the theatrics, you couldn't even beat out Kyler Murray, the guy with the don't play too many video games and study tape clause inside his contract. That guy, you couldn't beat him. Man, my question is, what happens to the Vikings when Kyler Murray screws this up? Are we gonna fall back to JJ McCarthy? He got beaten by the guy, so what are we doing here? Whatever, not my business. Just reporting the news. Good luck, Minnesota skill position owners this year in fantasy. You guys have a blast with that. Fernando Mendoza made his debut last night in preseason football, and Raider Nation is pretty happy. It looks like I feel like they've got their guy. I watched a little bit of him play. I watched him play a little bit, and he looks the part. We didn't get to see much, the starters didn't play too much, but he looks the part. And I think that, man, I don't know what to think. I think he's good enough to start, but I don't think that he should. I believe in letting good young quarterbacks, take a, watch the old vets go out there. I think he should sit behind Kirk Cousins. I think it'll be good for him. I don't think there's really a need to rush him out there. And if Kirk Cousins can't hold it down, you throw him in after, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever. I don't know where their bye week is, but if he's not holding it down, you throw him out there. But I think it's a good thing for these young guys to sit and learn the game and to watch. I honestly don't really expect Mendoza to play 8 games this year. I think Kirk Cousins is healthy and competent enough to run that offense. And as a Brock Bowers owner, I hope that he does. Right? We want to keep those fantasy points are coming, right? All of us Brock Bowers and Genti owners, right? Right. Let's get into our main subject of the day. The crash out continues. Tim sells out. Last week, I updated you on a little trade that happened in the Year 4 Dynasty League where I was able to obtain George Pickens from a one Tim Harris. Okay. And at that time, I was accused of doing something nefarious because how could the league's biggest Cowboys fan trade arguably the Cowboys' best wide receiver? I said arguably. Well, it turns out Tim wasn't playing around. Tim has basically informed the league that he's completely punting on the 2026 season before the rookie draft. And you know how we know this? He completed a monster trade with MattyIce, none other than MattyIce, who we just spent the better part of last episode taking a big, wet, funky dump all over. Well, MattyIce, he didn't really appreciate that. And you know what? I'm going to let him tell the story. He called in, and this is what he had to say. If you want to be featured and have your opinions heard on an episode of the Dynasty Chat, all you got to do is call on. I want to hear what you have to say. Tell me about your favorite players. Tell me how your team is going to dominate the league this year. Let's get into it. And now a word from our sponsors.
You know, honey, it's really nice coming home to a slender wife again.
Thank you, Weight Loss Clinic. Thank you, Weight Loss Clinic.
Hey, Jay. I grew up in California, so naturally I got to know a little something about sunglasses. And that's why I wear polarized Foster Grants, especially when I drive, because nothing cuts through glare better than these. Of course, another reason I wear polarized Foster Grants is they look so good. And after all, when you're a star running back, you have to maintain a certain image.
Aww. Daddy!
And he hit it right away without even sending me a counter.
That's wild.
Insane. Well, listen. listen, here's my thing. Y'all can do whatever y'all want. I trust you guys to make the right choices and do whatever y'all want to do. But next year, when people don't want to pay for their teams, I mean, he got the 2027. I mean, I guess what is he trying to say? That he's just cashing out on 2026 completely?
Well, he's got a couple first this year, and I mean, really, next year's class is supposed to be pretty good, you know?
I mean, I trust him. I've known Tim for a long time, and I think he's going to come back. But it just makes me nervous because when we first started this league, man, people were trading future picks like crazy, and it destroyed the economy of the league, and we had to do a reset, bro. You remember?
Well, I think what happened there, though, is like the people that were trading those picks were probably trading them for people, you know, for older players, and as they age now, they just quit because you guys didn't make them pay. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's all I'm saying. So, I mean, as long as you guys are committed to coming back, because when I'm sitting here, I'm looking at the future of this team for 2 years, 3 years. I'm not just trying to win right now and like sell out and then not come back. Like, I'm in it, bro. I'm here. I'm trying to win this shit. So if you guys are here, then fuck it. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't going nowhere at all. I mean, not unless y'all kick me out, bro. I like it. I mean, there's a couple people in the league that you don't really hear back from, or you'll tend to trade and they'll just reject it, not send a counter or message you. But year 4 is way better than year 2.
Yes,
year
sir.
2, I'm like year 2, I listened to your podcast while I was showering earlier. I was 7-7 last year, not 4-10, by the way.
How are you 7-7? I was looking at it. It said 4-10.
Because I went back and I'm like, dude, I got the 6th pick overall. How about 4-10 with the 6th pick?
Which league are you talking about? Year 2?
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe I gotta revise that.
I was like, dude, if I went 4-10 and got the 6th pick, I'm fixing to call Jared.
Okay. Hey, I'm doing all this shit on the fly. I'm making it up as I go along. I'm not a professional YouTuber or analyst. All right. So my bad. And listen, thank you for calling in. Hey, that's what you should do. Hey, listen, buddy, you got my record wrong, jackass. How about you give me my credit for the games that I won? Like, who do you think you are?
Well, it was funny because you said 4-10. I was like, damn, was I really that bad?
All right, well,
because I definitely drafted bad. I reached for a couple guys that I thought were going to turn out something. Obviously,
I know.
He fucked me up.
If you had a hit, your team would have been fire because I didn't really agree totally with your guys, but I did see the potential, and nothing just broke your way. Like, I saw it,
well,
but
like I said, I made some bad picks there with like Brian Thomas in the 2nd.
Hey, I warned your ass. I warned your ass.
You did. I thought his ass was going to be okay. I thought Trevor Lawrence would figure it out.
Nah, I told you.
Lawrence did figure it out, but Brian Thomas went backwards.
He finished it out. He figured it out without BTJ. I
don't think. I mean, if you go back and watch last year, I don't think Brian Thomas is as bad as he looked. He had a bunch of drops, and he didn't do that shit in his rookie year. So something's going on there, and it's not just not chemistry. You know what I mean? Because Mac Jones come in and they were immediately hitting bombs.
He's talented, but it's just something. You know what? It's a new offense. Remember, they got a new coach, a new everything, a new environment, a new system, and I just personally, that made me feel nervous about him, a breakout in that type of environment. I believed in the talent of BTJ. I just thought the environment was too risky for my blood.
It's a pick like that if you pick him at the 211 and he hits again and again and again at that young age, to go with Jamar Chase, you look like a genius.
And Luther Burden too.
But then when he misses,
oh man, you look like a duck.
You know, like he did last year, and you got just Jamar Chase, you look like the biggest dummy in the world, not going, Chase and then some running backs.
Meanwhile, Michael Wilson is on waivers and he hits for free. Like, he just takes over the second half of the year.
Yeah, it's crazy, but ain't no big deal. I'll send the 75 to you.
Please send me that, and I will put you down as the first committed member for 2027. And since you see what you did now you open the floodgates. You got Puka, so what can I say? I mean, good job on you, brother. But now I might gotta open the floodgates and put my 75 in now too, because I was just waiting for somebody to do it, and oh shit.
Well, here's the thing, dude, is like, I really didn't want to trade Jordan Love. I did not want to move him because Allen is good for a year or two more, I think.
Mm-hmm.
This year, maybe next year. That's why, whenever you sent me the trade for Daniels, I wasn't going to move Chuck because, I just felt like Chuck was good. That's why I have him. But when you sent me Daniels, I'm sitting here looking at it like, dude, if there's anybody in this league in the next 5 years that can turn into a Josh Allen, it will be Jaden Daniels.
No, I believe
the completely other way.
I totally believe that as well, but I'm more risk averse. I guess it colors my decisions, my conversation about Christian McCaffrey and all these other guys. I like the talent of the players, but the risk factor for these guys is too high for me, and I can't take it. I can't take it. So yes, I agree with you about JD5, and if he hits, I'm gonna be sick every week. Trust me on that. But I wanted more stability, and I said, man, let me just ride with Matthew Stafford and try to, figure it out with Shuck, because I think Shuck could bust a move.
Dude, the only reason I made that trade, I don't think Shuck will ever turn into like QB1 overall. I think he's liable to be top 5.
I could see that. I agree.
I don't think he's gonna be so I got some decent RBs, and then before I even got Puka, J-Mo was a top 5 wide receiver. JSN was number 1.
Yeah.
Olave was, I said top 5. J-Mo was top 12. Olave was like top 6 or 5. JSN was number 1. I traded for Neighbors last year.
Yeah.
So like I'm looking, I'm like, dude, if I just go get a quarterback that can replace Allen, and it turns out to be pretty good.
Yeah. Man. But now you're looking beautiful, dude. Let me read this real quick. Josh Allen, A-Chan, Quinshawn Judkins, Chris Olave, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Colston Loveland, David Montgomery. You have fucking Malik Neighbors coming back healthy, and then you added Puka. I hate you.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that I figured he would counter with like Olave or something. But I sent that trade and was like, let me know what you think. And before I could even finish that message and get through, I was like, what the fuck? I had to back out real quick to go to the chat. I was like, please don't tell me he accepted someone else's offer before I even had a chance.
Bro, that's literally exactly what happened. Now, listen, whatever. I'm glad it went through, because now I feel a little bit vindicated. That Tim, he got a plan going on that nobody else knows about, but he is pissed off about the performance, about losing that title game to JR. And he is crashing out. And as long as he sticks with his team, bro, I don't care, bro. Do what you want to do, bro. But damn.
Yeah, I mean, and he put all his quarterbacks on trade as well. And so I got to look, and I was like, fuck, Rodgers is old. Who else has he got? He's got Cousins that's trash.
Bro.
And then Mahomes, Mahomes is half and half. You don't even know if he's good at, he's still good, but
yeah,
you don't know if he's ever going to return back to what he was 2 years ago.
Yeah, top 3, top 5 fantasy dominator. I don't think so. Happy for you, but wow, what a disgusting roster. Wow. Josh Allen, Malik Neighbors, Puka. Oh, you better hope Puka keeps his ass out of trouble this year.
JSN, that's 3 top 5 wide receivers right there.
Oh my God. Listen, whatever, dude. I'm glad you got it off. I've been screaming it from the rafters for a month. Guys, get in the chat, talk to some people, shake some shit loose. I know there's a lot of guys who have teams that are worse than ours who are sitting there like, bro, what's going on? Hey, you're not active. You're not paying attention. So, wake up.
Which it's one of those things in this style of scoring. Like if I would have Jamar Chase and just a couple other small depth pieces at wide receiver, but some good running backs, I think I'd have one of the best teams in the league with Purdy and May. But
I agree with that.
I have more wide receiver depth than I do running back depth.
And that's that was my final analysis. I said strong and solid quarterback and wide receiver play, weak wide receiver depth, and I didn't believe that you could win the division.
His
No,
team,
I
his
don't
team
think
is
I can.
his team is sick. His team is actually pretty sick.
Oh, his team is stupid.
I
don't understand how he got it all.
Yeah, I didn't even realize how good his team was until I sat down this year and started looking at everybody's team, because I was so focused on trying to sneak in and win, and I didn't realize that there's guys out there who won 10 games. Like him and JP Terry, they won 10 games. If you look at JP Terry's team, his team is fire too. Like I
think JR's got the best team in that league. I know you won last year. You know, your RBs probably carried you through most of it because you got pretty good running backs in this one.
Yeah.
But I think on paper, that dude just has so much firepower.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I didn't challenge him when he said that he thinks he's going all the way, because I didn't have a basis to challenge him. I think that on paper, he's got to be a top 3, top 2 team. Like, how do you argue that he's not?
But man, I don't want to keep you forever. Like I said, I seen that illegal trade, and I was like, wait a minute, I ain't even had time to pay yet.
Hey, okay. Hey, listen, hey, I didn't notice at first. I was just looking at it, and I was like, oh shit. And then somebody said, hey, you better pay for those 2027s. And then I was like, oh yeah, by the way, illegal.
Well, that's my thing. Is like in this league, once a trade gets accepted, it's immediately completed. You know, it doesn't go through some, whatever period or some.
There's no trade vetoes. I hate trade vetoes. I think they're gay. I think it's meddling, and there's a lot of politics involved. So personally, I hate trade vetoes. But my only thing is making sure that people are committed for the years that they sell off these picks. So if you are telling me with your money that you're coming back next year no matter what, then cool, do whatever you want. But you can't, don't leave us holding the bag, because finding people to, you already know, dude, you've been here. You know how hard it is. I've had to beg people, dude. You've seen me begging people, giving away free money to let them come and play in the league. And it's demoralizing, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that again.
Here's another thing that I think, we should consider. Maybe not this year since it just happened and you kind of can't do it now, but maybe in the future. So not only does the person trading the picks away have to pay, but the person receiving needs to pay half. And I know that sounds shitty, but listen, you go look at Tim's team right now. It's hot garbage now that Puka's going, right?
Hot garbage.
George Pickens.
Hot garbage.
Hot garbage. Say that dude finishes, he wants the number 1 overall, but he somehow loses by 1 game. He gets the number 2 overall.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And he goes after a couple guys in the draft this year. I don't even think he has the 101 this year.
No, he doesn't.
He's probably got like the 111 and the 104, I think, from you. Yeah, so say he goes for Tyson, right? Mm-hmm. Tyson gets hurt all year. He doesn't feel like Tyson's going to be a great player. But 111, you're probably going to get somebody like, I don't even know. Honestly, in this draft, it's weird. But just some back-end first-round rookie. And, say he ends up with the 102 next year. My pick, which hopefully ends up being a late pick, is what I'm banking on.
Yeah.
That's why I traded it. And then, maybe he gets one more 27.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get the 101 like he wants. He doesn't, his draft spots don't, like mine ends up being late. Maybe another one ends up being late. He's like, well, hell, I was hoping my situation was better. And then he don't come back. He doesn't have any talent on his team from 26, and then in 27, he's not getting the number 1 player in the draft. He's getting the second.
I guess.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess my answer to that is we're just gonna have to trust the process, because the alternative is telling him he can't do stuff. Like, I mean, I don't want to babysit nobody's team, dude. So I mean. Maybe next year. So you're saying maybe next year, tell people who trade or receive future picks they both have to.
I would put that out there.
Okay, I can see that. That's fine. I mean, if you want to trade that bad, then both of you jackasses commit to coming back next year. Everybody. That helps everybody.
At some point, like say, what's his name that's been winning? Gray Rays or Josh or whatever. I don't know exactly who's on his team, but I'm pretty sure he's got like CMC and
he has Jamar Chase, CMC, Joe Burrow, Derrick Henry, and some other shit that's fire.
Okay.
Right. So he's got his 2 running backs are older than dirt.
True.
Still elite, but they're older than dirt.
Right.
Now, he didn't win last year, and what if he don't win this year? Say he wants to, rebuild.
Oh, he's in trouble.
Rebuild.
He's in trouble. If this is the year that Derrick Henry finally eats dirt and Christian McCaffrey only plays 7 games, I mean, I don't know. Again, he's still got Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. So it would have to be the most catastrophic collapse. And it can happen. It can, but
my worry is, which I just traded my 27 first to Tim, obviously, I jumped on the opportunity, but still in the back of my mind, it's like, say for instance, you take Tim's team and who's another bottom team? Moses in that league.
Yep.
Say somehow they did a trade and Moses gave Tim his 2027 first, and Tim's looking at it thinking, okay, well, Tim's team isn't very good. I'm sorry, Moses' team is pretty bad. If I give him Puka, it'll get a little bit better, but I should still have, Tim's early 2027, and then he's thinking he might have Mo's early 2027. Right? So he made that trade hoping he'd get maybe the 1st and 2nd overall, the 1st and 3rd, or the 2nd and 3rd. You know what I'm saying? 2 top 3 picks.
Yeah.
But say Tim somehow squeaks in that he gets the 2nd overall pick. And then Moses picks that he trades him ends up being, say, the 5th or 6th pick. He just finished somehow barely in the middle.
Yeah.
Well, then Tim's like, well, fuck, I made that trade, got rid of Puka, thinking I'd get, 1st and 2nd or 1st and 3rd picks, and now I'm getting the 2 and the 5.
Well,
and he's just not happy about it, and then he just dips.
Well,
I think it needs to be a next year, even a 2-year thing.
Got it.
Something to think about.
No, I think you convinced me. I think that you're right. Let's put it on the board, and I think that I will add that in for next year. Both parties who trade and receive these picks have to be in. And, because like you said, if you think that a pick's going to be something, but you were wrong, and that pick turns out to be nothing or not as good as you thought, now you're pissed off. And now you want to, because it's tough to go to an off season and then come back and look at a bunk team. You don't even want to deal with it. It's like, bro, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to play.
That's my worry about.
I guess what you're saying is, what I'm hearing is I am on high alert for people to crash out their teams. It took us a lot to rebuild, and I had to give up a lot. And there are a lot of people in this league who had good teams who sacrificed them because we needed to keep the league together. Josh being one of them. He won 2. He could have very likely won 3, but we had to crash out the whole league because the economy was broken. So I hear what you're saying, and I'm watching. Because I love these trades, but it can go too far. So we just got to try to keep people committed and keep the league fun and make people want to come back. People will come back to a fun league regardless of how bad their team is if the league is run well. That's part of it too.
And like I said, man, I enjoy the league and I like it. I like year 4 a lot. Everybody is pretty cool in that one. Everybody, for the most part, is pretty good about responding.
Well, listen, I love that trade, man. Good job.
Okay. Well, I'm sending it to you now.
All right. Welcome to 2027 already. Wow.
Thanks, brother.
Wow. Later, dude.
Have a good one.